Hey yo, what is up guys? Your boy is back with yet another video. And today we are talking about No Way Out 2004. So this pay-per-view happened about 20 years ago. And yeah, it's very, very famous for the main event and what happened in it. And yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But, you know, I've never actually really watched too much of the undercard. It was always just about what happened in the main event that this show is just really remembered for. And yeah, it was all about, this show also helped set up Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20, which I will probably be talking about next month. So stay tuned for that. Little plug there. So let's talk about the show here. Rikishi and Scotty Hottie versus the Basham brothers and Shaniqua. I do not know much about this Shaniqua lady, but I do know she kind of reminded me of Jade Cargill. She's a very, very jacked up chick. Yeah, that's what all I got to say about her. And she kind of got her ass kicked in the match here. The Basham brothers, they're kind of forgettable. I never really watched anything of them. And when you kind of like see them, you're like, yeah, two bald dudes. They're kind of mid. I don't know. This is all I've really seen of them so far. Maybe I'll talk about them again in the future. Who knows? Or maybe I've talked about them before. But that should just tell you how forgettable they are. Anyways, so the match here, it was just kind of like a solid little fun opener. Nothing like, it wasn't like, there was nothing really great about it. It's not really like the most memorable match ever. It was just more about seeing Shaniqua get bonsai dropped by Rikishi. So everything here was just kind of like blah. Nothing like too awesome. Except for one of the Basham brothers tried to pin Scotty Hottie when he was in the ropes. And I'm like, bro, that was the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, moving on. Match was mid. What are they called again? The APA versus the World's Greatest Tag Team. This was a tag team match, and that's all I really have to say about it. It was kind of set up as like the grapplers versus the brawlers in this match. It kind of surprises me that Farouk was still around, or Ron Simmons was still around in 2004 in WWE. It's not like he was bad or anything like that. It's just kind of like, man, this guy, I'm surprised that they were still kind of like kicking this around. This like was like Attitude Era stuff, and yeah, I don't know, just kind of surprised me. Yeah, it was like a good match. It was just like a tag team match. It was nothing you're really going to go back and rewatch or like remember about for the rest of your life. But it was a solid match on the undercard. Doesn't take away from anything. Just a good 7-8 minute match here. Next up here, we have Hardcore Holly versus Ryno, and I actually really quite like this match. I was telling my friend about how I missed that they used to do like limb targeting and stuff like that for like finishers and submission holds, whereas today they don't really do too much of that, except for AJ Styles and Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. Who did Randy Orton face? Oh, and Sami Zayn. They actually had like last week on SmackDown, they had some really, really good matches, and that helps out when they actually do stuff like this. So the match started, they're like brawling in the aisleway. I guess Hardcore Holly, he was really trying to win this match here. So he's like, let's start it off hot. Let's get out there quick. And yeah, so Ryno, he pretty much worked over Hardcore Holly's abdominal region for a majority of the match and trying to set up the gore. And he eventually hit the gore, and man, that move looks amazing. I loved it. I love that move. It just, one of the best spears in the game, baby. One of the best spears in the game. And yeah, so he hits the gore. Hardcore Holly rolls out to the outside, and he manages to get back in and win with the Alabama Slammer. This was a match I really, really, really liked. I thought it was a really good match, solid stuff. Yeah, a lot better than I thought I thought I'd enjoy it. But yeah, moving on to I didn't know this match was this good. I did not know this match was going to be this good. Rey Mysterio versus Guerrero for the Cruiserweight title. This was an awesome match. This match gets high praise for me. I love Rey Mysterio, guys. Like, he is all-time clanger. This guy is just banger after banger. All of his matches are, like, really, really good. Today, it's interesting how even back then, he's out there feuding with the other Mexican wrestlers, and today, he's still feuding with the other Mexican wrestlers with Santos Escobar, his son, Dominic Mysterio, and they got this whole LWO thing going on. So, it's going to be really, really interesting to see where this all goes. Is he coming back anytime soon? Anyways. Yes, this match was awesome. Rey Mysterio's offense is so freaking good. His springboard leg drops and his moonsaults and just he did like this like roll through Chavo Guerrero and like kicked him in the stomach for like a roll-up pin. it was pretty fancy stuff. Like, the guy is creative. So it's kind of funny because it's like when you watch the Hardcore Holly match and the Ryno match before this, you can tell those are bigger dudes, whereas here you can tell these are smaller dudes, if that makes any sense. That they are just quicker, faster, and have a lot more cardio to go around. Not taking away from either styles, obviously. I was just saying that, like, it's just interesting when you watch, like, it actually has the dynamic. Not everyone doing the dives and jumps and sprints out of the ring. It's just, this was it. Wicked stuff here. Chavo Guerrero, he had a really great performance here. I gotta shout him out for that. He hit Rey Mysterio. He comes out with Piers. Oh, what the hell's his name again? He had like a freaking like I don't know, a rhinoceros horn. The way he cut his hair. He was a boxer from Mexico. He was like the last guy to fight 15 rounds. So yeah, he was apparently pretty good. And then Chavo came out with his dad. And yeah, so this whole thing was really good. So yeah, anyways, I mentioned like the whole freaking ending of this. Rey Mysterio, he hits like a 619, and then he goes up for like the what is it, where he jumps up and he does like the Hurricanrana into the pin. But when he goes for it, Chavo like counters it into a single leg Boston Crab, and that thing looks gnarly. Like, he got it on him earlier in the match, and that thing looked amazing. This match here, I really really like this match. Chavo ends up winning, so kind of awesome that Chavo did end up winning on this show, and it's just like, yeah, going into WrestleMania, good for Chavo. This is a really good match. I can't recommend to go see this enough. I really like this. All right, so next up was a triple threat: Kurt Angle versus John Cena versus The Big Show for the #1 contenders match at WrestleMania. So this was a triple threat match. It was nothing like all time. Like, there's a lot of triple threat matches, and there's a lot better triple threat matches than this in WWE. I'll say that right now. I do like the beginning where like Kurt Angle starts like trying to like wrestle Big Show, and Big Show just keeps throwing him around, and Cena's standing in the corner laughing at him like, yeah, I'm not getting involved in that, sir. And yeah, and then eventually he does get involved, and he gets like tossed out of the ring. And yeah, they proceeded to have a triple threat match that you've always ever seen, where the guys are like, one guy's out of the ring, then this guy's in the ring, and then they're all kind of, what is it? So this actually looked pretty freaking sick, and so I might as well just skip like right to the end there, because there's nothing like, I don't know, like Cena had hurt his knee apparently on the SmackDowns leading up to it, and Big Show, because this is kind of like the craziest part of the match, is where Big Show just picked up Cena and he just slams him right into the turnbuckles, and like Cena hits his knee because that's what he was selling the whole match, and then he like, Big Show, like, I think, oh yeah, Cena has like Kurt Angle up for an AA or whatever, and then Big Show like swats his knee, and it was like, yeah, and he takes out Cena. So yeah, this was a pretty good match. It was it was like just fine. Yeah, Kurt Angle taps out John Cena. John Cena never taps out, but here John Cena got tapped out by Kurt Angle in the ankle lock. So Super Cena, we don't talk about no Super Cena, I guess. This is pre Never Give Up Cena, I guess. All right, let's talk about it. Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar for the WWF Championship. No Way Out 2004. All-timer. This is an all-time wrestling match. I believe Sasha Banks said this was her favorite wrestling match. I guess it's Mercedes Moné, but whatever. This is like her favorite match. This is the match where she saw this and she goes, I'm being a pro wrestler or whatever. No, she probably wanted to do it before that. But either way, she said this is her favorite match. Yeah, I see why. Like, you know, they talk about like what's a 5-star match. By the way, star ratings, description below. To me, this is a 5-star match. This to me, like, what was wrong with it? What sucked about this? Nothing. It had Eddie Guerrero cuts this wicked promo, Addicted to the Heat promo on the SmackDown leading up to this. One of the greatest promos of all time. If you haven't heard it, look it up. Eddie Guerrero, Addicted to the Heat. Amazing promo. That only he could have cut. And then this match here is a match only Eddie Guerrero could ever have had. Eddie Guerrero is one of the all-time greatest wrestlers ever, especially in WWE. And this match here, he wasn't even in WWE that long, but this match, okay, so Brock Lesnar obviously is Brock Lesnar, and he's huge, jacked, strong. He's the monster. He's the bully, and that's how this match was. He would just dominate Eddie Guerrero early, and then there was this awesome like fight where like Eddie was like, because he's down on the scorecards right now, and he gets kind of tossed out of the ring, and he manages to get Brock Lesnar's leg over to the ring post because Brock's just dominating him, right? Just tossing him around the ring. And then the whole time the announcer's like, we don't even know how Eddie's going to win this. How's Eddie going to win this match? And then so Eddie finally, he fights and fights and fights, gets into the ring post, slams his knee into it, and Brock's screaming in pain, and Eddie's he's just trying to like hurt Brock any way he can. He gets back in the ring. Brock picks up where he left off after, because he kind of counters Eddie's attack on the ring post and slams him into it. And then once again, Brock's like suplexing him around the ring, slamming him, until eventually, yeah, Eddie goes back, works the knee, and Brock tumbles down. And then so Eddie would get he'd get some momentum going, and then Brock would get up and hit him with a spine buster. And this match, the emotions in this match the entire time, you're just like, I could just see what, like, I watched this today. I've watched this match like a bunch of times. I still get hooked into it. I'm like, wow, this is a freaking great match. You're still like hanging on to all the moves and stuff. I loved how like Eddie was down, and of course, because he's working the knee, right? He manages to like counter into like a knee bar, and then Brock kind of like falls down onto like his stomach, and then Eddie's like holding like what would look like a knee bar, and then like he finally gets up, does a step over face lock, which is the move, the STF, which John Cena would do. So he gets him in that, and that was just like amazing. And you just hear like the crowd, they're just coming alive for this entire thing. And it was like so good. He even hits like 3 amigos on Brock Lesnar, and that looks sick. And it was like the intensity, the drive in this match. Again, like only these 2 guys could have pulled off this match. That's what I'm saying. Only these 2 guys could have done this. This is a once in a lifetime match. And yeah, like, oh man, this was so good. So you all know kind of what happens here, where Brock, he gets Eddie, he hits Eddie with the F5, but the ref's kind of like caught up in it, so he knocks out the ref. Goldberg hits the ring, spears Lesnar, and then so Eddie, he kind of tries to take advantage of the situation, so he goes out, he grabs the belt, and then but he gets back in the ring, and Brock Lesnar picks him up, and he's going for the F5, and while he's going for the F5, Eddie counters it into a DDT on the belt. And so while freaking Eddie's climbing up to the ropes, Taz is on commentary, he's like, wait a minute, that's not fair. That's not fair. Eddie can't do that. And while Eddie's mid-frog splash, Taz yells out, Eddie cheated! And he hits the frog. All time right there. Great. One of the best calls in all of pro wrestling. Eddie cheated. And then he hits the frog splash. Lie, cheat, and steal. And then 1, 2, 3, Eddie immediately runs, jumps into the crowd. His mom and his brother are there. I believe his dad was there also, because he was with Chavo earlier on in the show. Oh man, the celebration for this. This is probably I mean, it's easily top 5. Easy. I don't know. It's my favorite. It's this and something else is my favorite title championship win in all of WWE. Like the emotion, just everything, the match. I don't know, man. This like Eddie's story, Brock Lesnar just being a total tank the entire time. Great stuff. Great stuff. 5 stars. Easy peasy. Next. Yeah, all right. I'm so happy I could end this on a high. I love that match. Okay. So I will be, and I got to end this up here. So we will say that I will be back with yet another video, hopefully this Friday or Monday, because I will have a vlog and I want to do Elimination Chamber 2014 review. So yeah, we'll talk about that stuff coming up here. Anyways, guys, like the video, comment, please subscribe, and yeah, peace out.